So we are here at the church. They got two police officers. One is in the parking lot, in the church parking lot, and one is right by us where we're standing. We making a poster. They said we're not allowed to stand on the property, which is okay. So we're on the sidewalk trying to get justice for Jessica.
An American arrested abroad and a local church finds itself a part of the controversy. ACCI started getting tips and emails last week regarding a missionary that's affiliated with Creekside Church in Urbandale. Now, he faces some violent accusations in Liberia.
Jessica Lloyd, the victim of an alleged attempted murder case, finally spoke out after receiving treatment at the John F. Kennedy Memorial Hospital. According to her, she narrowly escaped a gruesome attack by her husband, Lucas Richards. Richards has been arrested on suspicion of attempting to slit Jessica's throat. He, however, denied the allegations, saying Jessica was hit by a vehicle, but while he was trying to rescue her, he says he was attacked. Jessica Lloyd is a young, ambitious woman whose life is focused on a single mission to make a difference in the world. Jessica is described by her family as joyous, loving, and kind. She was devoted to her job, putting in long hours and dedicating her life to helping others. But one day, while she was on a mission, Jessica met an American man and fell for him. Lucas Richards is from Louisiana and has been affiliated with Creekside Church for years. Richards was the executive director of administration. He was currently working in Liberia.
Believers that we work with, and we'll be telling you a little bit about them and ask you to pray for them later on in this video. In the meantime, we want to thank you for your prayers, your encouragement, your support throughout this trial that Lois and I have been facing. As many of you may know, Lois and I are both recovering from the coronavirus, and back in March, at the advice of our elders at Creekside and also CMML, we evacuated Liberia due to the impending coronavirus shutting down the borders, and ultimately because Lois was facing some health issues that we needed medical care here in the U.S. to address. And so again, we want to thank you guys for your prayers and support through this time. Now, you all sent us a request for a video and with 3 specific questions for us to answer, and I'd like to go ahead and address those questions. The first question was, what are the main activities of your ministry right now during this time of coronavirus? It's important to remember that the Indigenous Mission does have a core Indigenous team that we work with, and so being that Lois and I are not there, our team is continuing on the work in our village in Tom. The government has shut down the borders between counties in Liberia, and so our team is not able to travel county to county. However, all of our team is in our village right now on the mission and continuing on the ministry. The church that we work with, Tom Bible Church, is continuing to meet. Thankfully, the government did not force the church, especially in our village, to shut down. They are meeting with some social distancing guidelines in place, and the work of the local church, the ministry of the local church is continuing. Our school, Grace Christian Academy, was closed by government mandate due to the coronavirus. However, we've been told that we'll be able to reopen in the new school year, which should be in August or September. The closing of our school has been a little bit of a blessing in disguise, as we were in the process of doing some construction and renovation on the mission, including re-roofing the buildings. It's been helpful not to have 200 students on campus while we're doing a lot of different construction projects. But it's also been a blessing in another way. Recently, the translation of the Gola New Testament was completed after 50 years of work with different missionaries in conjunction with the Bible Society. And our construction and renovation projects are ongoing. We just recently completed a workshop, a woodworking shop, where we're going to teach vocational skills, as well as some offices for our staff And there's much work that will be continuing. The second question was, what is the Lord teaching you lately through these unique circumstances? I'd like Lois to share about what the Lord has been teaching her through this.
Yes, and I would definitely say these have been unique circumstances that we've been experiencing the last few months. First with the miscarriage and leaving Liberia so quickly and flying back to the United States, not knowing which flights were going where and when, the final goal of reaching the United States, and then contracting COVID. And I would share that God has put on my heart just to rest in Him among all the unknowns, and also trust my husband in the many decisions he's had to make throughout the whole ordeal. And just to be reminded, God has reminded me over and over that He is near and that our lives are in His hands.
Amen. And I think personally for me, the Lord has been teaching me and reminding me to trust in His sovereignty through these things. God knew that coronavirus was coming, and we didn't. But I can look in hindsight and see how God was just systematically preparing us for the illness that Lois would be facing, our miscarriage and other things, the evacuation, being back in the U.S. during this time while our coworkers are stuck in the village. But throughout all of that, I just don't have time to share, but we have seen, even in the small details, how God was working and preparing. And that gives us assurance that He has a plan and a purpose through all of this. And we can trust, rest in, and hope in the sovereignty of God through all of this. It's been a reminder for, I think, both of us. We really thank God for His faithfulness through all of this.
And according to Jessica's father, the first time he met Richards was in February, and the last time was when the couple got married. Richards and Jessica married on May 19, 2023, traditionally. Here are a few pictures of the ceremony, courtesy of the Liberian Star's View. Not long after the wedding, Jessica announced that she was allegedly pregnant with Richards' child. Everything went downhill after the pregnancy was announced. And according to Jessica's mother, her daughter was harmed because of it.
An American arrested abroad and a local church finds itself a part of the controversy. Only on KCCI, senior reporter Todd Magel just got some new information from that church. Creekside Church first posted this message to Facebook last week about Lucas Richard, a missionary from Louisiana, who the church says it has supported for many years. Now, in the post, the church wrote that Richard was attacked and robbed in Liberia and then requested prayers for him. But on social media, many people have a different interpretation, many of them accusing Richard of slitting a woman's throat. Several media outlets in Liberia are reporting Richard has been charged to try and kill a woman named Jessica Lloyd.
On September 15, Jessica recalls she was lured to a secluded area under the pretext of changing a flat tire. In a shocking turn of events, Richards attacked her with a metal tool, attempting to slit her throat, allegedly. Fortunately, a bystander intervened and saved her life. Here is a post of her describing what happened in detail.
Although when we went there, the Gordone boss name, they see where me they want their money. So he said he missed the rule, so they directed him in the play. But the chain was behind us. So he couldn't do anything but first before we get out from the car, he took out the net, big net. He said, I felt a snake, so in case one see snake, then we'll kill it. And laugh with it, I expect So we get out from the car and put the net in your pocket. After we go to the door side, people were playing there, so we couldn't do anything. So they thought, when so kind of bush area, he said, the people, he saw the bush, but the bush around, but the poor people.
The same this way,
Yeah, in banana field on the other side, you should go to the patient and drive my guest side. So he said, the poor people, And I said, okay, let me hold the water bottle and go play. But after playing, he see some animal in the bush. They put it never in his pocket. So when he said, oh, can't see her. I saw the animal, seeing only the animal, the abortion. I said, myself, scary. I just stood up behind him, but it's the one I'm going to go closer and just want to give me with them. So I just stayed behind him. When he finished peeping here, I said, wash your hands. He said, thank you, I'm going to listen to it. I said, yeah, wash your hands. After I finished, I hold in the bottle. When he comes somewhere, he said, you don't pee again, someone will push it. So he said, oh, stay behind me small, because the small train will be passing around. I stood up right behind him, but not too close. So when he finished, I would look for the direction and play the car where go in the car with him.
So you park the car, okay, you walk.
Yeah, we're not going to show all the water start by himself. He forget about the place, he missed the direction. So that after that, we go in the car and we went to the road that leading when you come from when you come inside of the road on the other side, so that the road will keep back way. Then we go back again. Yeah, we go back again on the same road to patient shop with in the estate. Go on that side, then we're going to the other side of the road. You can tell the road to the other side. And the road we're going on. So all the crowded places, he passed by the place. I said, oh, but we can find player, he said, I toss money, they're cool. So, from other places, the person who preach and all that, telling me about the preach. But before then, we saw the cemetery. He said, oh, I don't know if you got last in Liberia or something. I am going to go to the cemetery to go see the grave, the name, the time the people die. I said, no, I won't go there. I said, no, I fear I won't go to see the grave. So, I will wait for small. And then the bush go on up like the nobody was there. Nobody said no answer. But this time, it's like the boy washing or everything when he parked the car. So when he parked the car, he said the car tire had problem. They wanted to fix it or to change it. And I said, okay, I was sitting in the car at first. So when he got down, and then he said, oh, Jessica, I think you need to help me. So he brought the other iron outside. Like, you be 10 in it. Then you hear the other tick, no iron in here. So, instead of be 10 in it, and then you finish with the other side. I said, okay, I'm not thinking on anything. So, I was telling him, he said, what dead in your head? So, he opened up in my head. He opened it up. I felt like he was cleaning it dead. So, he hit it. I yelled, whoop! So I felt like maybe the car tire burst or the thing I was turning to get pouring inside it, I was checking. I fell in the grass, I started checking. I must sleep out there from my phone. But then I woke up. When I woke up, he pushed me by on the ground. It's like I was time.
When you woke up, he pushed you by?
Yeah. When I woke up, he pushed me by his voice. Like the boss on here was saying, hitting my leg, hitting my back. So when he pushed me by on the ground, it's like I thought he did it left and then he was cutting in the ball. I was not feeling it. He gave me medicine at first, but I took infection medicine or I think my stomach in the car, so I told him. Because I was pregnant almost 2 months and then he gave me injection in my vein. Or some kind of medicine. He said we should take it all together for it to stop the inflammation and the malaria. So it's a better one. So I take the infection medicine to clean it. And then I said, oh, my stomach, it hurting. So he gave me some kind of medicine. He said, when I'm in sleep, just take it. So I took the medicine in the car before everything. So when he hit my ear first, I was checking. So when he came over me, I felt like he won't help me. So I said, alright, because I was still checking. I said, alright, just leave me. And I stood up, he pushed me back on the ground. He pushed me, he rolled me down small. But I can't even chopping the leg. So it's like the boss saw me, I was saying. So that's why he made it go deep. So the boy picked on the stake and far all the boy said, hey. So he just left me. But I know how all the cotton tape play on my hand, because when he pushed me down, I was fighting. You know, I was not fighting him to say, oh, give me, you know, for any harassment or anything. I'm just telling you. Yeah, I'm just telling you, I'm already here. So when you hear me first, I don't feel like the quarantine enter in because he said he was like checking what was going on. I think because I was checking, so he said he was checking.
Jessica's mother stand firms that the motive behind the attack appeared to be connected to her daughter's pregnancy. She claims Richard had administered an injection to induce a miscarriage resulting in severe bleeding. According to Jessica's mother, following the initial incident, Richards had taken Jessica to the hospital for medical attention. After her discharge, he visited her mother's residence, requesting to spend alone time with Jessica. However, she further alleged that Richards had drugged Jessica, rendering her unconscious before attempting the gruesome act. Her mother also expressed her side of the story online. Here's what she shared about what she recalled.
A situation happened with an American guy, Lucas Richard, a missionary in Cape Mount, and my children on the tomb, while the only MS on the hard one, and where my children is, 2 of them. So he went there to go teach. He saw my daughter. He fell in love with her. He said he wanted to marry this girl. So he went. She told me she engaged me on it. I said, okay, if you love me, no problem. He said, Mama, you got a wife. So I said, then why now? Why he was saying he want to marry you a wife? No. He said he told his wife agreed to go. Hey, he wants second wife because the woman he married is an older woman. So I said, okay, if you love me, then y'all can come over. When he bring you to see the family. So she said, okay. So later on, after 1 week, 2 of them came. Now you are hiding there for the people on the mission and hiding there for your wife. And now you lied to us and you told your wife. So later on, they came to the house, visited us. The other few family members that were there, we thought, he said, oh, I want to do a tradition. So I said, okay, he did a tradition. After the tradition, told Petra and he said, oh, I want to go and come back to go to the court for us to get our document. I said, okay. So he said, but I want to be in sin because I'm a Christian. I'm paying the dowry first. I said, okay. So I go low. The children, they carry them up for outreach. So later on, the last place they went, I was in Cape Mount to an area. So they were there. The house she come and said, Mama, it looked like I'm pregnant. So I said, okay, when you come to town, then we'll go to the hospital to go check it up. So I said, you told Lucas? He said, yes. Lucas happy about it. So went to the hospital. They came to town after the program. They came to town. When they went back on the mission, they went back on the mission. They said, Lucas, Jessica will not march because they got the information like Jessica and Lucas going on. So she told me, so I said, I thought Lucas, the people on the mission know about it. But anyway, she said, Mama, come for me. She said, I'm marching. So I said, okay, I'll come for you. They said, hey, my brother know about it. So my brother will not march until the end of 2 weeks. I said, okay, you come on. So I went for a sister that even said he was sleeping on the mission. So my ATM myself went for her. We brought her in the keke. We went for Chata keke. We went for her. Okay, after 2 weeks, he came from Cape Mount. He visited us. He said, oh, I want to find an apartment with everything in there before going to the States. So I said, to find an apartment, it will be hard for now. So what we'll do, that should be with me. So in our own place, you can go and come, or you come back, or you can send the money. Then we can find a place. He came that night, that evening when he came, they went inside. Now he get the guy back out to ERWA hospital. Went to the hospital and said she was confirmed that she was pregnant. So they gave her medicine and tea. They say, oh, they did her ultrasound. They say, yeah, that's true, they better there. They did her ultrasound. They say, yeah, she's pregnant for true. The better was there, but it's moving. So the pregnant said, move. Then we went. Now we had our intention. He needed to do it.
You mean he Lucas?
He Lucas
was the cause of the pregnancy.
Yes. He gave her the injection in the vein. So that night, I called her back. I said, oh, Lucas gave Jessica injection, but he said, oh, her last week, and she bleeding. So he said, you sure you do an intention on it? I said, I don't want to believe that. Because the way he can behave, like he's so lawful. Taking, cherishing the family. So when I go low, today, after a few times, Lucas said, I'm coming to the key today. I was just telling you I was going to come. He said, I want to share in the apartment. They may begging him to take him on the airport. So you come today.
I knew that run away.
No, the man, he said the man said you're coming on the airport now.
Okay.
So you are coming today. He postponed the trip today. So after she came, I got note, she said, oh man, look at taxi one and all. We say coming. So Lucas King was saying that in front of the horse. He came, he went inside, Jessica came outside to the car too, and they went inside. When they went inside the talk, Jessica got in the car. Inside the horse. Got in the car. He said, oh, our father was at the entertainment plan. This was me how happy. Say the president said, Mommy, I'm very sorry for what happened. I know it was not easy, but I'm sorry. Acting like he feeling so bad. I said, no problem, because if I go away, I'll let it be done. So he went inside to her. When they finish talking, the two of them got in the car. When they got in the car, they left. As soon as they left, I said, I go back. I went to church. And the church closed on me. I time and lap out. All time the transfer in Josephine. I went to church after the service. Well, when I was coming back, because as soon as I went, they almost said, no time today, that short time. They both said, what happened there? So after we finish praying, I pay my offering and thing.
Which means no long service.
No long service. Yes. So when I was on my way coming back, and I very narrow the bed, I was rushing to the hot cleaning. That's the time. Before I came out here, I came to one cleaning at night. We had to patient shop. They said they want to take on to the TSC. I said, no, let me call a hospital first. But I couldn't get him. I couldn't get him. Later on, I started testing. Jessica testing. Say, oh, I'm bleeding this and like acting like so feeling bad. Okay. Yes. So when I came on the back coming for service, then I saw the car. They left me for almost 30 minutes or 45 minutes. I saw the car passing by me to Giant Market. So I said, oh, but what Jessica and Lucas going out? Maybe like in the estate area, going fast so I to sit down. So I went home. I stayed sitting in front of the horse. My auntie was cooking for my brother. He said he wants to have food, so she was cooking. So I said, AC, I saw Lucas and Jessica in the car just about there. AC said, oh, but I was in the left, then why are they going to one side? So in less than 30 minutes, I saw Keke coming in the yard with blood. My daughter was blood off. The first thing I went to my mom, I thought an accident. I said, what happened? She said, you shouldn't tell my mom, she's an asthma patient, you're poor water. I said, what happened? The first thing I saw my son-in-law. The children said the Keke boss said son-in-law was cutting her daughter's throat. Carry her in the bush, hit her from the back, you are cutting her throat. That one ball was passing, one Keke ball, hitting, I don't know motorbike ball, Keke ball, hitting was turning from the back. When the boss part ain't cutting the girl throat. When they gave her unconscious, they had the ball hitting from the back. The people start coming around, he joined the car. They speed the bus, they say the met up at small speed.
So the Lucas person in question, is he a Liberian or is he a foreigner?
American, typical American man.
White or black man? White
man, typical American white man. I'm talking about so my brother. People wear on the traditional wedding, I get the picture and thing. In my daughter phone, he said somebody on a mission to see my daughter phone because of the show everything.
Okay, those who are watching you, including Freedom FM, what do you want us to do for you?
I want for the government to step in because how they can kill people, then they say the government killing people. The American man, all he killing in the country. They are going to kill my daughter, God, just where they say that touch the papa, I just pray because the position my daughter on now. I just pray that God, the assembly, and you be on my side. She at JFK hospital, they get her to her right now as I'm speaking to you.
But Richards had another story. He denied every allegation towards him. Richards stated that day he did pick up Jessica, but he went to the supermarket per request from her mother. During that ride, he claims he addressed a flat tire in which Jessica was struck by a speeding motorbike. He also alleged that Jessica advised him to make his escape to de-escalate the situation. While he was interviewed, he also refused to state whether or not he and Jessica were in a relationship.
Explain exactly what happened on the scene. Explain exactly what happened and how you came here. Yeah, I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
Okay. The one thing I don't know the police officer's names involved, but you guys can figure that out.
Okay.
She asked me to help her with $150 US.
Okay.
Which I do monthly. I went there to her parents' house after I ran a few errands in town. I think you have some of my receipts over there.
Okay.
I go and I give her the $150. She gives it to her mom. Her brother was there too. She asked me for milk, cornflakes, and a few other things. And so the two of us went from right there. They live around something shop junction, and I carried her to Harbell supermarket. We bought cornflakes, we bought all of those things, and even if the receipts are gone right now, you can even ask Harbell. They can show you footage of us going in there together. Why would I be buying these things for someone who's going to hurt me? Then from there, we decided that I could drop her. I don't have to take her back to her parents, and that I could drop her there because at Barneyville Highway, she would get a motorbike and she would get back. So I pulled the car. The first area where there was like coal tar that you could pull off on the main coal tar, I pull off. I put my trafficators on. Because two things. She's getting a motorbike to go back home, and I needed to check my back right tire because I've been having a problem with that tire. And I could feel when I was driving that something was not correct. So while she was waiting for motorbike, standing on the coal tar, I'm down there literally trying to jack up my thing.
Okay. So you went for her to her house. Yes. You took her to the supermarket.
Yes.
Your boy where you're feeling buying.
Right.
So in our direction, she was getting on bike to go back home.
No, after the supermarket, we drove for a small time to lecture. Then she said she would take motorbike to go home. Because, I mean, the cornflakes and everything fit inside plastic.
Her parents knows you?
Yes.
Her parents knows you?
Yo.
Huh?
Yes. Okay. Yes. Because I asked their blessing, and when we were starting to have a relationship, but going back to the story, she's standing on the side of the coal tar, and I'm standing there doing this with the jack thing, and next thing I know, a motorbike comes out of nowhere and hits her, and she goes into a ditch, because right after this coal tar is like a little extra coal tar on the side of the coal tar. Right after that is just a big ditch.
Okay.
The motorbike hit her. She fell backwards and rolled into that ditch. I think she even fell backwards and hit the edge of the coal tar because she had blood coming. But she rolled backwards into there. At that point, I leave what I'm doing and I go to check on her and help her out and ask her if she's okay. I bring her up onto the coal tar. And at this point, this motorbike driver that just hit her is yelling out to other motorbikes, KK, whatever that's driving by, and this big lorry, big red truck that was carrying, I don't know, a dump out truck, something like that, telling them that I hurt the girl, that I did something to the girl. I don't know how they were saying, but they were yelling it out, screaming it out, and so they're stopping, and then all these motorbike guys are stopping, and they're vexed at me. I'm walking around the front to go get in the car. She was walking around the front with me. She goes around the front, and she's coming to get in the car. Then something goes through the window and comes and hits me right here on the head. And when it hit me, I did like this on the steering wheel. And one of the guys took a big stick and started pounding. He came in front of the Land Cruiser and he started pounding on the thing. And so at this point, she's telling me to go. She would be okay as me then because they think they're probably going to get money from me. I had $400 US in my pocket. No, 350 because I gave her 150. I had $350 US in my pocket right here and some small in my wallet right here. It was becoming so bad, and the truck believed that I was doing something wrong, so he was wanting to stop me. She's telling me go, and everything that I've heard about motorbike drivers in Liberia is that if something happens, you are always wrong, especially if you're from outside, because they think they can get money from you. So I hit the gas and I start going. I didn't hit nobody. I even hit, before I put it in gear, I did like this so that they backed up. And then I went. And of course the motorbikes were following me. And the motorbike that hit her already had his motorbike out of the something. All I remember is that it was a red motorbike with a license plate in front. That's all I remember about it.
But when they started following me, and I didn't know where to do. The only thing I knew was go to the first police officer that I could see.
Okay.
So what is the relationship between this guy and you?
So I get to the first area where there's a police officer, and that police officer was so scared because he got hit with the same things they were jumping at me. They busted all my windows. You go look at that Land Cruiser. They busted all my windows.
I saw it.
They hit that police officer. He told me to keep going to the next police. He was going to try to stop these people.
Okay.
But that didn't work. Finally, when I reached to the I don't remember the exact how you call that area, but that goes on to the Walla. The police officer came and said, let me drive. Sorry, I'm still bleeding.
This week, the Liberia National Police announced that Lucas Richards had been arrested and was currently in custody at the police headquarters under an investigation for allegations of attempted murder and aggravated assault. The attack had left Jessica with lacerations on her neck, the back of her head, and her fingers. Jessica is receiving medical treatment at the John F. K. Memorial Hospital. Creekside Church first stood by Richards before finding out more information in this case. Church officials said they are working with the U.S. Department of State to address the allegations.
Now, late this afternoon, Creekside Church pastor Steve Smith shared another update. The church acknowledged its original post came off to the Liberian community as insensitive to the victim. The church wrote, quote, "Prayer is our first priority when confronted with a situation such as this. The church is sensitive to Jessica, who also accuses Lucas Richards of perpetrating the act. Now, for her sake and in light of our relationship with the Richards, it is always our obligation to seek the truth," unquote. Now, Creekside wrote that they trust the legal system in Liberia to find the truth and render justice. Now, KCCI has confirmed this is also on the radar of the U.S. Department of State, which told us they're aware of the arrest of an American citizen in Liberia. The State Department declined to comment further. Now, the church tonight says Richard is no longer representing Creekside or will receive their support. Some local Liberians are planning to hold a gathering outside the church Sunday morning to continue to keep this story alive. Scott.
Richards is married. However, his wife did not speak on this matter. At this time, there are no further details on this case. I will keep Jessica, friends, family, and loved ones in my thoughts and prayers. It is so beautiful to see that people are standing for her. You all, let me know your thoughts and your opinions about this case down below. Thank you all so much for watching. Let's please respect the victim and the family in the comments. I love you all dearly. And with that being said, please don't forget to check on your loved ones.
Justice! 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 Justice!